Hello, hello! How's it going? Now today I got you a gameplay using the UMP and ACR NoobTube ACOG thing, and it's a MOAB gameplay. This is actually my second ever MOAB on Modern Warfare 3, which is kind of funny because you've got people getting, their quad and penta MOABs already, and, I was still very happy to get my second MOAB. So the title was referring to either, oh my god, Pyrotoz got a second MOAB, or, oh my god, it's a commentary about religion. Either way, whatever works for you. So I figured I'd do a little quote-unquote serious commentary today about religion because it's kind of an interesting thing to talk about. I should probably lay my cards on the table right off the bat, say my position on religion, that kind of thing. So I personally am an atheist. I don't believe in any kind of god or higher force. I don't think I'm not going to rule it out as a possibility, because no one can prove or disprove the existence of a god. But I just don't like the idea of there being some kind of, greater being watching over me and judging me, that kind of thing. I don't know, it's just my personal opinion. Obviously, when you have any kind of commentary or discussion like this, you've got to be really careful what you say, and, you've got to be careful you don't offend anyone or whatever. So I should probably say right off the bat, this commentary is meant to be purely kind of an interesting discussion kind of thing, just to see, what you guys think. Get some nice ideas going on in the comment section below, that kind of thing. And if I say anything at any point in this commentary which offends anyone, I'm just going to apologise in advance. I'm not trying to be offensive in any way. I always say that when it comes to these kind of discussions, when you're talking about, beliefs or whatever, everyone should be fully respectful of everyone else's views and beliefs. Because like I said, no one can disprove or prove the existence of any religion or otherwise. So, let's be honest, no one can really say to anyone, you're wrong, because how? Prove it. That's just my personal opinion, and honestly, discussion about this kind of thing is interesting. It's good to see what other people think and whatnot, but like I said, I'm going to try and be respectful. I mean, regardless of my views, I respect everyone else's views, and hopefully everyone else respects my views as well. Because I do have some beliefs, even though I wouldn't call myself a religious person. I do have a couple of beliefs which I believe because I want them to be true, not because I think they are true, and you'd probably attribute them to, I don't know, Buddhism or Taoism, something like that. Not exactly sure, but anyways, getting into the proper commentary here. Now, religion. Now, as a kid, as I was growing up, my sort of area around I live is pretty much a predominantly Christian community, right? And, throughout school and stuff, we had, vicars and stuff come in to talk to us about God and the story of, Jesus spreading 2 fish across thousands of people and feeding them all thoroughly, turning water into wine, all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I was a pretty skeptical kid. Honestly, as a kid, I was quite, what's the word? Unaccepting of other beliefs and cultures, that kind of thing. I was a bit of a stubborn kid, basically, is what I was saying. But then again, most kids are, to be honest. You can't really say much about that. And obviously, when you get older, you become more tolerant of other people's beliefs, that kind of thing. And like I said, I am fully tolerant of everyone's beliefs. I strongly believe that everyone should be able to stand for whatever views and opinions they want. But equally, at the same time, I think that everyone should be open to criticism from anyone else about their own views. Now, let me tell you my personal beliefs. Now, the 2 things I believe in, again, I believe in them because I want them to be true, not because I think they are true. There is absolutely no scientific evidence behind them. I believe in karma, the idea that, what goes around comes around. If you do bad stuff, then you'll probably get hit by a meteor the next day or something. That kind of idea. I believe in that because I like the idea, and it kind of, I don't want to say forces you to do good, because that sounds like, again, that's kind of the idea. I don't really approve of generic religious beliefs, because that kind of constricts you into a certain lifestyle. I do it because it's a nice idea. I like the idea that everyone is doing good for one another, and, where bad happens, there's retribution, That's my kind of ideal view of the world. Even though it's probably complete bullshit, that's just what I like to believe. That was theatre mode there, by the way. Kind of a weird clipping of the video there. But yeah, the other thing I believe in is reincarnation, right? And it has been in the news recently because Snoop Dogg has now been reincarnated as Snoop Lion, apparently. Which, I don't know why he decided to do that, but apparently he's now a reggae artist and, you know, he wanted to become Snoop Lion instead. I don't know what his logic was behind that, but if that's what he wants to do, fair enough. Long live Snoop Lion. I personally prefer the name Snoop Dogg, but the idea of reincarnation, for anyone who's never heard of it, is, you know, when you die, you sort of, your spirit or soul or life force, whatever you want to call it, will go into some other being. Like, you'll come back alive as a dolphin or a tree or any other living being on the earth. My kind of mindset on this is, again, this is stuff which has no scientific evidence to back it up, and it's purely like a, what's the word, like a whimsical belief, something I want to be true. And the idea I kind of think is, okay, imagine there's like a fixed number of life forms on the Earth at any given time. Obviously there's like other planets and stuff, and probably other life on other planets somewhere, but if you were to just kind of single out the Earth for the time being, right? Think about the Earth and just imagine there's like a finite number of life forms, whether it be, you know, plankton or gazelle or, I don't know, humans, rhinos, whatever. Just like a fixed number of life forms, and that number is always fixed. No matter, like, if a species dies out, it's kind of replaced by the fact that another species has grown in size or whatever. Again, probably untrue, just kind of a idea I have in my head, right? And, you know, there's the MOAB, by the way. Calling 2 MOABs. Finally got it. But basically, say this random theory is true, right? You'd have, like, a soul or a life force of every one of these beings. When one of them dies, a new creature is born into the world. No matter, like, say a hippo dies one day, and the next day a new geranium plant is born to replace it, right? Maybe the life force of that hippo goes into the geranium, and even though the geranium has no recollection, as if geraniums have this kind of intelligent thought process, I don't know, I'm not a plant expert, they have no recollection of their previous life, as in they don't know they were a hippo, but they had this previous life. And, you know, we, like anyone watching this, we could have previously been like a dolphin or like an eagle in previous life, whatever. I don't know, it's a really weird belief to have now that you think about it, but again, it's something which I like to believe, and I guess that's why everyone has their own kind of religious beliefs, because a lot of people will follow their religion because they believe it to be fact. That's just kind of the way they were taught, and fair enough if you do. But a lot of people believe their religion not because they believe it to be absolute fact and, you know, they're open to criticism and other beliefs and whatever, but because they want to believe it. It gives them a nice idea, like, you know, the idea of heaven and hell, that kind of thing, is a really nice idea to some people because, you know that if you do good, you live a worthwhile life, this kind of thing, you end up going to heaven, so you get blessed with whatever it is they have in heaven, harps and angels, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a nice idea. I mean, everyone has their own different individual beliefs of the afterlife and, you know, how you should live your life, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I've always kind of had my own beliefs because I find them to be interesting. And, you know, the couple of things that stop me from kind of believing in mainstream, I say kind of mainstream in quotation marks, something like Christianity, which is what I've been taught to believe in for the most part during kind of early life. The couple of things that kind of put me off those ideas are, and again, I'm not criticizing religion whatsoever. Everyone has their own beliefs, and again, up to you what you believe. If anyone tries to tell you that your beliefs are wrong, then they're a moron. You can believe whatever you want. And, you know, I always say that I've always been kind of a big fan of, like, Darwinian evolution, that kind of thing. And, you know, again, like I said, I don't like the idea of there being some kind of greater celestial being kind of controlling my life. But that's just my opinion. I mean, if you guys have your own personal opinions on, you know, religion or, you know, what you think is going on in the world, like, is there some greater force, or what do you think is going to happen in the afterlife? Let me know in the comments section. I mean, I am not a knowledgeable person about religion. If you come to me with some obscure quote from the Quran, I'll probably reply back with something like, blah blah blah, Pontius Pilate, blah blah blah, Adam and Eve. I honestly have no clue. But it is an interesting topic, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and with that being said, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.